Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. As you saw from the title, I'm gonna be doing a 24-hour reading vlog. If this is your first time here, welcome, but if you've been with me for a little bit, you might have already known that I've attempted to do a 24-hour reading challenge and failed miserably. And when I say failed, I mean that for the expectations that I had for that first time that I attempted it, I did not reach the goals that I wanted to. So that's what I mean by failed. However, I'm going into this one with a totally different mindset. So yeah, I'm really excited to get to try this again and just see how it goes. The things that I will not be doing in this video are attempting to finish more than 3 to 5 books. Like if you're expecting to watch this video with the expectation that this girl right here will be finishing like a full stack of books by the end of the 24 hours, you're in the wrong video. This is not that type of video, so just wanted to do a quick disclaimer on that. Another thing that I will not be attempting is the reading 24-hour straight. That just doesn't work for my life and just like my daily routines and all that. And I think that was one of the biggest mistakes that I tried to attempt in that video, because at some point I do want to challenge myself and do it for like 24 hours straight. Right now, I'm not in the point in my life where I can do that. So I'm just going to do it in a very different way. And the last thing that I will not be doing for this video is just going into it with like this idea that I have to have like all of these aesthetic shots and like I have to update like at this specific time frame, or just like doing the 24-hour like other people do it. Like, no. That's not gonna be part of this video either. So yeah, I think those were the 3 things that honestly I set myself up for failure in my first attempt. So I think the way that I want to do it now and the way that I'm going to be doing it for this vlog, it's going to be a little bit better for me and how it best works for me and my routines and my life. With that said, the 3 goals that I have for like this video, or the 3 things that I kind of like have the idea of making this video, is first, I want to use this as a time to get ahead in my reading. As during the week, I do work a full-time job from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. So I do want to get ahead in my reading because I have some videos lined up that I have to get some reading done, and there are times where in the weekdays it's just not enough time for me to pick up a book, or by the end of the day I'm just so tired from the workday that I just read like a chapter or like 2 or 3 pages and I just fall asleep. So I really want to use this challenge to really get ahead in my reading. The second thing that I'm going to be doing differently in this video is I'm going to be using a 24-hour timer. So again, I'm not going to do it at 24 hours straight, but I do have a timer on my phone where it's going to let me know, you know, how much time I've spent reading, because I do want to see how many pages and how much reading I can do. So I think the timer method would set me up for success in that. And the third goal that I have is honestly just having fun and enjoying the process. And just like whenever I feel to pick up the camera and update, then I'm gonna do that. And if I have some like aesthetic shots that I want to do, then I can do that too. But it's not going to be like this huge expectation that I'm gonna have of myself to do. Like honestly, I just want to have fun with it. I want to read and again get ahead in the books that I'm reading for other videos. That's the plan. In terms of books that I would like to read for this video, I do know that I'm going to be reading a little bit of this one. This is Leather and Lark by Breen Weaver. This is the second book in the Butcher and Blackbird series. It's called the Ruinous Love Trilogy, so I'm guessing there's going to be a 3rd book of this series. So I really loved Butcher and Blackbird, so I was excited when I saw this one came out, so much so that I ordered it on Amazon, and it was gonna take like 2 days to get here, which honestly it's not that long, but for me it felt like an eternity. So I canceled that order and I actually went to Target the next morning and got it. So yeah, I'm gonna be buddy reading this one with a friend. She loved Butcher and Blackbird as well. So when we saw that it came out, we honestly immediately got it together and we were like, let's just buddy read this together. Yeah, it's just gonna be a lot of fun to read this one with her. She already told me that she read the first chapter and she's so excited for the rest of the book. So yeah, I'm really excited for this one. Other book that I have been reading is Powerless by Elsie Silver. This is one of the books that I'm going to be reading for a different video, so be on the lookout for that. The plan right now is to get some more reading done. I did actually read a little bit this morning, so I was able to read about 30 or so minutes. So right now my timer is at 23 hours and 25 minutes. I feel like I'm starting the day on a good note. I do have some plan to make some brownies later, so I might take a few clips here and there, but yeah, I am just gonna go and get some more reading done. So it is 11:53, so it's about to be 12 noon, and I've been able to read for about 1 hour and 18 minutes or some change, just based on my calculations. The timer was set again for 24 hours, and right now we're at 22 hours and 42 minutes. I started reading Leather and Lark by Breen Weaver, and I am loving it so far. I've only read the prologue and like the first chapter, but oh my goodness, I can't wait to keep going, and I'm excited to be back in this kind of like dark humor world. I love this author's like trigger warning that she puts, and also the dedications that she put, because it is so funny. Like, you literally have to have the dark humor in order to like think that it's funny. And if you've read Butcher and Blackbird, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But yeah, really excited to continue reading this one. As you saw, I started making some brownies, so I'm gonna wait for those to be done in about 40-45 minutes more. So I thought while I wait for the brownies to make, I could continue reading Powerless by Elsie Silver and make some progress on this one. I was looking through my shelves and I feel like I also want to see if I can pick up like a thriller or a mystery. I don't know why, but for some reason I've been wanting to read a thriller mystery for a few days now. So I'll see if I can find one that's like short and sweet, or maybe not sweet, but like to the point. So I have this one, which is The Final Girl Support Group by Grady Hendrix. I tried reading the other one about the Southern Book Club's Guide to Flaying Vampires, and it just wasn't for me. But this one seems like smaller, and I thought it was something I could try out. I also have a Good Girls Guides to Murder trilogy that I could also maybe start reading that. I have the second one in the Natural series, which is Killer Instinct. And then I also have all of the Natasha Preston series there. So I don't know, we'll see maybe what I end up picking up, if I do end up picking up a thriller. Guys, I thought I'd give a quick update because it's been quite a few hours since I last updated you. So right now it's 6:33 p.m. So again, it's been a while since the last update. When it comes to reading, I have been reading. I have dedicated quite a few hours to reading, which is great. Right now the timer is stopped at 19 hours and 38 minutes, which honestly, it might not seem like a lot, but I am happy that I have been able to read the amount of time that I have been able to read. because it's not something that I'm always able to do, especially on a weekday. I have been reading Powerless by Elsie Silver. Right now I'm on page 308, which is chapter 29. And honestly, I'm really enjoying it. However, I do feel like this book is too long for what it is. Everything seems to be going well with the characters right now, so I'm kind of waiting for the other shoe to drop, if it's even gonna drop. So just waiting for something to like happen to then get that kind of like resolution aspect of it and the happily ever after. I don't know what's gonna happen, but I am eager to get there. I am happy that I'm almost done with this huge book, so that's something that I'm really looking forward to. It's about to be 10:30 p.m. at night, and I just finished Powerless by Elsie Silver. I really enjoyed this book. I'm not gonna give, again, all of my thoughts and not even the rating for right now because I'm reading this book for another video that I'm going to be posting, I believe, next week, so I'll share that there. But just know that I really enjoyed it. I really love the characters. It was amazing to be back in the Chestnut Springs kind of like world and seeing Summer, Red, Kate, Willa, Harvey, which is you know, all of their dads. Yeah, it was a really good read. I really enjoyed it. I think I've said this a few times now, but it is long for what it is, and it is quite spicy in the sense that there was a moment where it was just like spicy scene after spicy scene after spicy scene, and normally, honestly, I wouldn't care, but for this one, there was one that I just literally skimmed through it because I just didn't want another spicy scene. I wanted kind of like the story to progress a little bit more than just like the spiciness and the physical aspect of it. Yeah, I just took a lot of spicy scenes to get there, and I feel like it could have been a little bit shorter, maybe even 100 pages shorter. In terms of what I want to read next, I am getting a little bit sleepy, but I do have a few pages in me. So the book I'm going to be starting is Home is Where the Bodies Are by Geneva Rose. This is like mystery thriller. The first book that I read by this author was You Shouldn't Have Come Here, and I really enjoyed that one. It threw me for a loop at the end, like the plot twist she did at the end of that book. Like, I still remember the way that I felt when I read it, so I just loved it. So when I saw this one, honestly, the marketing got me because this one has kind of like a cover on top of this one that is just like a VHS tape, and I thought that was kind of cool. So when I saw it at Barnes & Nobles, I was just kind of like, yep, I'm taking this home. In terms of what it's about, very briefly, what I know is that it's these siblings that their mom dies, so they go to her house basically to sort out the will, and in that they find like this tape. So you know, they all think that it's just like a childhood tape of them and all that, but when they actually see it, it's about a body that I think they're burying, and they see their mom and dad kind of like arguing in it, and then all of a sudden the tape just kind of like ends. Yeah, from what I gather is I believe they're just trying to figure out what the heck that was. It just seems very interesting. It's a very interesting plot. Before I close out this clip though, the other book that I was able to do a little bit of reading of today was Leather and Lark by Breen Weaver. I was only able to get to about chapter 2 on this one, which is page 23. So yeah, I didn't really get too much into it, but again, I'm really excited to be back in this universe. It's like dark humor, it's very twisty, it's very weird, but I'm here for it. So those are all the updates that I wanted to give before I went to bed. Like I said, I'm gonna be starting this one now, and I'll probably have an update for you tomorrow. Good morning, everyone. I apologize if you hear the super loud AC. It's just annoying. I don't know why it's so loud. Right now it is about 10:48 in the morning, and I have been reading all morning. I've been reading Home is Where the Bodies Are by Geneva Rose. It's a very like slower pace for like the mystery thrillers that I'm kind of used to. We're trying to kind of uncover what happened to this girl back in 1999. We got introduced to all the characters so far, so all the siblings, and they don't really have the best relationship. So I don't know if we're gonna get some type of like redemption story But so far it's been pretty entertaining. Right now I am on chapter 19, which is page 104. So I was able to make it to the 100 page mark. And this book is actually only like 250 or so pages. So I thought I could take a quick break, do the quick update, and just chill for a little bit. In terms of how many hours I've read so far, so right now the timer is at 14 hours and 52 minutes, which basically means I've been reading for 9 hours and 8 minutes just in total of the 24 hours, which honestly I'm not mad about at all, because that's the most I've been able to read overall. Again, just like with work and taking care of our toddler and all that, it's a lot going on all the time. So the fact that I've been able to focus on like reading and like intentionally picking up a book and reading, like, it's just been super exciting. I'm really proud of myself for that. I finished Home is Where the Bodies Are by Geneva Rose. I'm still processing and thinking what I feel about this book, because by the end I just started like skimming through some of the parts in the chapters because I just didn't care about the day-to-day things that they were doing. I just wanted to get to the truth, to be honest. I just didn't get the point of like their day-to-day. Sometimes, like, I know they were planning the mom's funeral and all that because that's where they got home because their mom passed away and all that, but at one point I was just like, get to the point and start giving me like some food for thought and start getting to the truth. The book is only 246 pages, so honestly it's not that long, but I think it really took me a long time, at least in the second half of it, to get through it. I don't know, I'm still thinking through my full final thoughts, so I'll probably give you some more by the end of the video when I wrap everything up. Right now it's 3:52 p.m. so since I just finished this book, I thought it would be a good time to start making some dinner and start getting ready for the evening portion and the night portion of the day. In terms of what I want to pick up next, I was thinking through and I ended up deciding that I'm going to pick up Daisy Hates by Jessa Hastings. I had started this book a few days ago. Right now I'm on chapter 15, which is page 98. I'll let you know once I do a little bit of reading. Hopping in here again real quick because I actually forgot to give you an update on the time. The timer right now is at 12 hours and 8 minutes. I think between what's left of today and a little bit of tomorrow morning, I should be able to get at least under maybe 9 hours of the timer. So we'll see what happens. In terms of like the math of it all on the 24 hours, I've read 11 hours and 52 minutes. I am super proud of that time because I know I'm going to be reading for a few more hours. So yeah, I'm just really proud of myself. I feel like I've had a good 24-hour challenge and I'm just happy that I decided to do this again with a bit of a different mindset going into it, which I do think that really helped me kind of like ground myself and not go into this thinking of like these huge expectations and just thinking of doing this like other people do it, and just kind of like do it for me the way that I want to do it and the way that I like to do it for fun, and yeah, I just have fun. So I'm really happy about that. Good morning, everyone. It's actually Tuesday, so it's been 2 days since the 24-hour challenge. I wanted to come in and kind of wrap everything up. But first, let's talk about how the challenge went overall. Since the first one that I did it a few months back, I feel like this time around was a whole lot better. I enjoyed it a whole lot more, and I actually felt like I succeeded at it and not like last time where I didn't even finish a book. And honestly, I think it's just because that I did not set like such high expectations of how this challenge was supposed to go. I did have certain goals, but they weren't like last time where it's like I have this whole stack of books, I'm gonna finish all of them, like let's go. That's not the case, and I should have known then that wasn't gonna happen at all whatsoever. In terms of like stats of the 24-hour challenge, I was able to finish 2 full books and started 2 new ones. So yeah, again, I feel like I really had a successful 24-hour challenge. As you know, I did the timer method. So I had the 24-hour timer going, and whenever I would be like intentionally reading, I would press play on that and I would just let it run until I had to take a break, or if I was doing something that wasn't reading, I would just pause it and then come back to it and press play again. With that, I was able to actively read for 12 hours and 12 minutes. I'm not mad about it at all because again, I did some things that are just in my regular routine with a toddler and everything, as the 24-hour challenge was also happening. So I'm super proud that I was able to really put in the effort and actively and intentionally read for 12 hours and 12 minutes. First book that I was able to finish was Powerless by Elsie Silver, and this is going to be more for a video that I'm doing, I believe, for next week, so stay tuned for that one. The other book that I was able to finish was Home is Where the Bodies Are by Geneva Rose. I ended up giving this one 3 stars. I think I had higher expectations for it just because I really enjoyed the You Shouldn't Have Come Here book by her. That was my first book that I read by her, and I honestly really enjoyed it. I enjoyed the pacing, I enjoyed the characters, and the plot twist at the end. On this one, I saw it coming. Like, whenever we got the truth, I was like, I'm not really surprised. Overall, it was really enjoyable. I do recommend it. Yeah, there were some points where I was just like skimming through chapters because I didn't care about what they were doing, because I feel like it didn't really bring much to the plot, but it was more for us to get to know them a little bit better. 3 stars seems like a good enough rating for this one. I'd still recommend it. Let me know if you read it and what your thoughts are. And then the other 2 books I was able to start was Leather and Lark by Breen Weaver. This is the second one in the Butcher and Blackbird kind of like series or trilogy, I'm guessing, because it says Ruina's Love Trilogy, so I'm guessing there's going to be a 3rd one after this one. I'm buddy reading this one with a friend of mine, so I'm excited because we both love Butcher and Blackbird and the dark humor in it, and I don't know, it was just fun. It was a very fun and different type of read for a romance. And then the book that I also started was Daisy Hates by Jessa Hastings. This is another book that I'm doing for another video, so stay tuned for that. So far, I am on page 187, which is chapter 27. It's good so far. I feel like I am enjoying this one more than I did Magnolia Parks because there's not that much toxicity in it. There's still that miscommunication and there is certain toxic type things when it comes to the relationships, but it's not as much as Magnolia Parks. Like, there was a lot of toxic things that were happening on that one. Yeah, I feel like I'm enjoying this one a whole lot more. These are the books that I was able to get started during that 24-hour challenge and finished 2 of them. So again, I feel like I had a really successful 24-hour challenge for me and what works for me and my routine and my day-to-day. I'm really happy. Let me know if you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you've also done any 24-hour challenge. I've noticed that that's one of my favorite videos to watch because I love seeing how people do it differently and they put their own spin to it. So yeah, let me know. That's gonna be it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you made it this far, leave me a comment with a little like clock emoji on it to kind of celebrate the 24-hour challenge. So apart from that, I hope you'll have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.
You don't need to be Prince Charming to me. I just need this to be real. I don't need no fairy tale. You don't need